Hello and welcome to Stampscaping 101. This is probably my last video in this scenic review, looking back at some scenes that have been submitted. I've been saying over the years, but it looks like most of them have been between 1994 and about 2001 or so. There seemed to be a flurry of submissions at that time, for one reason or another. I'm thinking it's probably because it's around the time when we had our website up, created in 1996, but we started adding a lot of scenes to it, kind of in the late 90s, and probably going full bore around 2000 or so, and that's when more people started getting on the internet. More people had computers at home to check out things online. This is a scene right here by Jeannie Siegel, a really great compositionalist, if that's a word. Just really great at combining imagery together in a very seamless fashion, often quite elaborate as far as the number of impressions and different images used, and just the layering and texturing that she was able to achieve through her stamping. But a scene like this is an 8.5 by 11 scene, very large by anyone's standards. Most people are card makers or whatnot, but a scene like this on a dial-up modem, whatever, 14.4 speed or something like that, a scene like this, scanned in and uploaded or downloaded for viewing, would have taken a long time back then. So, anyways, but I think that's when things started speeding up a little bit, getting faster modems and whatnot, more scenes were going up. I think that's when we received a lot of these original pieces. There was a Stampscapes drawing, and people would send in postcards for that. But anyways, I mean, look at this beautiful scene right here. There's an amazing textural kind of quality to it. It's three-dimensional in that these animals and some of the leaves have been raised. Not all the imagery is Stampscapes. The Stampscape stamps are, for the most part, the background in here, serving as a set, so to speak, for the main star attractions in here, which would be the animals. And just a really great textural range to this, and you can see Jeannie's color scheme here. It really has a soft, kind of glowing quality to that light. And I almost kind of forgot that Jeannie had these great colored pieces, because she started really getting into just doing often what I refer to as stamp sketching, and she was really a master at it, just putting together these monochromatic pieces just in the black ink. I forgot the name of this artist. Was it Sandra Jordan, I think? Did all these great wildlife pieces, animals, and they really worked great with the Stampscapes line. Stampscapes kind of serving as the background for her love of detailed wildlife drawings. Okay, you can see how these just are so fluid as far as the construction of the compositions. They're just put together quite brilliantly, and as far as these scenes go, I mean, they're tonal, and so are the, if that's her name, Jordan, renderings of these animals that, they already can have value in terms of light and dark within the imagery. So when you look at it like this, they really you know, it becomes about the composition and textures, you know, which stand out probably even a little bit more than if you would say color it. So, um, a really great exercise is just to take your stamps out and just, you know, really just work on compositions like that. And Jeannie really took it to the next level. You know, they're very, like I said in the last video about one of the stamp artists, you know, they have a kind of gesture to them, you know, just ensure in the sheer kind of handling of the images and the repetition of them, you know, as far as how they're used. So it's really great work. Kind of going along in the same spirit of Stampscape stamps being used as background imagery. There's a couple great tiger images here by a J. Hill from 1995. I don't remember her full first name, but some really great pieces right here. A really pretty impactful, I guess you can say, color scheme right here on this full-sized 8.5 by 11 piece. I like the playful use of the white paint pen in here, you know, to act as like comets and shooting stars and whatnot, and twinkly lights up here. I wouldn't say, you know, high on realism, but I like the way this looks. I like the different take on the usage of the imagery and how piece has been finished. It's very I don't know. It's almost like a illustration, like a children's book illustration or something like that. And I like the qualities in this piece right here. So very free form as well, you know. Okay, now this is a really great piece right here, and it's one that I remember getting, and it's by Linda Ellenwood. A really great experimenter as far as the usage of designs and constructions of the pieces done with the designs. But it's one that I always felt that you know, the scan samples didn't do it justice, you know, because of the textures in it. So, anyways, she created this kind of book or journal, and different types of imagery used in here with the Stampscapes as backgrounds. So this is almost like reading like an old book, or like I said, journal or something like that, with these pieces in here, like documenting someone's travels to exotic lands. You know, it has an aged book. And of course, she's kind of burnt the edges here on around the palms with hut. So we have this reading kind of, you know, in a vertical format this way, and then we come to the back here, and we have a horizontal format piece. So just a really amazing project. I mean, all of these just in themselves are really nice in terms of scenes, but put into this book, it really takes it to the next level. Look how she's used the flock here, kind of flying out, you know. At first it kind of just reads as texture, but then it's, you know, it's that Siegel, you know, flock stamp used as a border right there, but pull it back like that and it almost reads just as texture. So just some really great pieces. And an overall great piece in its entirety. Going back in time, I don't remember when this piece is from, but there were all these also these other kind of little pop-ups that people had sent in. I think these might be going back as far as 1994, 93 or something like that. But I remember when I always used to get these types of pieces, I feel like, well, I wasn't quite sure how they worked. So I was always kind of pulling, tugging at places, and I was thinking, oh, okay, that's not supposed to come out right there, you know, because it's stuck. But this is kind of like a little pop-up card, right? Like this, but it just kind of, okay, let me see if I can see this right here. It's like this three-dimensional card like that. Real simple, but, you know, very effective. There's no way to, you know, get that scanned in. And remember back in the day, in the mid-90s, I mean, we had scanners, but there weren't, you know, like digital cameras at that time, so I couldn't really take a photograph with this. Well, I guess I could. It would have to be on film. Then I would have scanned that, but, you know, could you really tell that that was, you know, kind of a dimensional piece? I don't know. Okay, Bev Ramsey made this piece right here. There's a lot of different stamps from other companies, but there's, you know, certain elements in here that were Stampscapes, and also things from Stamp the Hand company that I used to work for back in the day. But look at this one right here. This is really, really dimensional. It just okay, yeah, that works okay. I wasn't quite sure how it would read on the camera, but you can see how far back it goes in there, so very, very dimensional piece. Kind of accordions out like this. See this right here? This is the depth that I was showing you right here. Let me pull back a little bit. See this right here? It goes like that. Okay, here you can see it from this top view, and you can see all the different layers in there. I always love this type of thing because it always kind of reminds me of these eggs that my mom made, where they were made of sugar, and there was a little hole in there, and you kind of look at, you know, hold that up to your eye, and it's like looking into a different world, you know. But I always love that. Going through these scenes and all these past scenes, I remember, you know, I have a really bad memory, but when I pull these cards out like this, I always remember looking at them, you know. I don't know, I don't forget a card. I forget people, though. Forget names and whatnot, but, you know, I always remember these constructions and whatnot. This is just a little flat, I don't know, 5 by 5 or so, but look at how effective it is like this. You know, very dimensional. I think this came from Creations Unlimited, Norris there. If it was by someone else, I apologize. I don't have a name on the back, but this little prairie dog is dimensional in that it's kind of popping out. You can see from the background, but yeah, these little dimensional pieces really are something. I always felt that that's something that I needed to experiment with more. You know, when it comes to scenic stamping, there's just so many more things that can be kind of you know, experimented with, you know, when it came to dimension. Joan D'Angelo, I'm not quite sure, but really great piece right here. See this right here? You open it up and it's, you know, the waves come out this way. It's really pretty cool. There's the rocky cliffs right here with a diver jumping off into the waters, and then there's the reflective little, you know, specular light. You know, in this case, it's in the form of glitter. You know, but it really adds that great dimension. And once again, you know, the reflective types of things don't really read very well, you know, on a scanner. Okay. Renee Wendinger. If I pronounced that wrong, sorry, Renee. These are some really great pieces of hers. they're all very consistent in terms of her technique and style and kind of a evocative quality of her lighting, in her scenes. And she has a gallery on the website. If you're ever curious about seeing some of these, it's kind of a daunting thing going into our website with just, I don't know how many hundreds of people are up there, and if you click on it, it brings up their thumbnail section of their gallery. Some people have one scene, some people have, I don't know, not too many people have it, but some people have like hundreds of scenes up there. This scene right here is by Pam Barani. Sorry, Pam. I always love this scene right here with that kind of North Star type of thing, but just like the use of the paint pen. I love the colors of this piece and the rich kind of values and intensity in the colors. And here's this little angel right here, but just kind of flanked by some trees and she has a really kind of painterly quality to her use of the white gel pen that really works well. So I wouldn't be surprised if this individual did, had some experience with things like, I don't know, oils or acrylic paints or whatnot. Another Stephen James piece. Stephen James, I think it's Stephen actually, but always love this piece right here. The construction of it's really kind of, I don't know, an evocative composition right here. I don't know where that stamp would have come from, but if it even was a stamp or whatnot, but uses our sky imagery in the background here. Okay, these next two pieces are by Tracy Sangster. Very graphic and bold use of the Lakeside Cove Large, done in white embossing on, you can see it right here, it's a metallic blue paper matted by a silver paper. It's almost like I don't know what it's called, mylar or something like that, but really cool looking card, isn't it? And we're talking about one stamp, one stamp card. And then here that same stamp is used again, but this whole scene has been coated with kind of a reflective kind of mica finish to it. It's very bold and graphic right here, and very effective. This would make a fantastic kind of Christmas card, wouldn't it? All right. Kind of a nice colored pencil piece right here. Vermel Wright, 1996. Very soft use of kind of a negative space cloud, kind of a masked version of a cloud. Some of our stamps right here, these 3, 4, and they had a tractor and a little wagon there from another company, and those little bits of grass are nice too, but just a really charming piece right here. Has a really great quality to it from the colored pencil and soft use of clouds up there. This piece right here, had to get a piece in from my mom. That was her Christmas card one year. I don't know what the year, but probably in the mid-90s or so. Really great use of the little Santa and sleigh from, I don't know the company, but she has a great use of the lighting here, and I don't know, she doesn't stamp Scenic stamping too much, but she did pretty good. Okay, this is a stamp exchange from Michelle Lim. Submitted this to me. She had a card exchange, as she explains here. This is for the summer fall of 1995. But what got me was it's interesting because she organized this on CompuServe Information Service, CIS, and it brings back names like Prodigy and things of that sort, kind of pre even AOL, I think. But this book here is what she put together with these stampers right here, and what they did was they put their scene right here, and put all of the different instructions right here, so that the people that they exchanged with could get the scene and see how it was made. There weren't things like the internet and AOL and websites out there to or blogs and whatnot to tell people how to do these things. So a lot more written correspondence and sharing of that sort. Just done the old-fashioned way. And that being said, when I was going through these, I was also reading some old correspondence, and there was a lot of letters to me, like asking for instructions, getting my advice on how to do something, and I don't know, there's something to be said about that, but a lot more time involved, in the process of kind of instructing people. These days I can post up to the YouTube channel right here and have these scenes done. I can explain how to do something in, 10 seconds that used to take me like a page of text, and describing how to, swipe color on something. This is a scene by Nerys of Creations Unlimited again. So here it is. This fold out like that. Okay, like a panorama, right? Folds them like that, and you have these kind of rocky cliffs, a la kind of Yosemite there. So just monochromatic, but kind of a cool construction right here, right? There's that scene right here, the Lakeside Cove Large, and then you open it up, and here it is again, but done in expanded without the mountains. I mean, wouldn't this be a cool type of construction right here to do this, and maybe to have it in, a certain season or something like that, like snow or night. And then you would open it up like this, and it would be, high noon, or, a spring day full of greens, or you can have it, a winter scene and open it up, and here it is, like a very warm sunset or something like that. But anyways, cards like that give me all kinds of ideas. Whether or not I'll get around them or not, I don't know. These are some other scenes that were sent from Creations. Here's a scene like this, and then as you open it, this scene comes out like that, so it probably is meant to sit like that, kind of upright on something. Or it just, I don't know, or it just comes out like that, Anyways, a really cool construction there. This one right here is, oh, yeah. I always feel kind of foolish when I see these constructions, because I remember when I used to get these in the mail, I was like thinking, like, what do you do? And I always felt like I was going to tear the thing in half or something. This one right here, you kind of go like that. It has this dimension. It always kind of confused me. Wondering how they made these things, or how they, these things would come together like that. So anyways, really interesting. And this one right here, okay, it's like this, and you pull down like this, and then you have this. See this right here? So it's like this, you know, perpendicular usage of the cove, and it folds up like that. So, I don't know. When I was looking through all these, it occurred to me that, you know, the name of the store was Creations Unlimited, and they sure created out there. This one right here is another piece. It's kind of a three-dimensional piece done on foam core board. But I don't want to take this out of the bag right here, but all these rocks and things like that are raised. Here's the use of the palm trees, and that's raised up right there. You know, it's dimensional, you can see it. This is dimensional as well, but they've cut around a bunch of these trees, and I don't know if you can see it, but this right here is on a plastic, and then they've cut that out, and then they've placed it right there. They probably put it on the plastic because, you know, to, I don't know, to give structure to the palm trees, because all that area around them was, you know, trimmed out, you know, probably with a, you know, an X-Acto blade or what, something. But, oh, well, maybe I will open this up. Some of these kind of got a little bit tweaked, these three-dimensional pieces. But, let me see here. Oh, let me see, here we go. This cord right here, this ribbon, okay? Like that, and you go like this. Okay, and here's one on the other side. To kind of pull it back. Now, I mean, what can you do? You can't show that on a... I don't even know if I put this on the website, because I, you know, this three-dimensional piece, I don't know. I don't know if I could show it, but, I mean, you definitely couldn't show that, you know, that movement there. So, another fantastic project by the Creations Unlimited gang. Let's see here. Oh. Well, I'm glad I took that out of the bag, because there were these other pieces in here. I don't know if I would have... Yeah, this is by Nerys as well. Really different construction as far as a card goes, you know, kind of a, I don't know, real Asian styling right here. And I love the, that tree right there has been embossed right here. And just that little scene down here, I think it might have been stamped onto shrink plastic, and it has a little dimension to it. Okay. And then they place that down there as an embellishment. Then she cut out some of our geese in flight right there. Cut them out. I think it's on shrink plastic too. So these things done on shrink plastic, I mean, become really great embellishments. You know, three-dimensional embellishments. And here's a real soft piece done with some kind of embossing. You can see that shininess to it, and just the, I don't know, kind of essence of it. It's almost like this is on like a vellum or something like that. You know, it's really thin. Oh, I see. You see that moon right there? How soft it is? It's because it's stamped out on this side. Okay, so it's not stamped out on this side. That's how you get that soft kind of value, and it kind of pushes it back into the distance. Visually, by having it so soft and light like that. Alright, Suze Weinberg, we all know her. I always love this piece that she sent to me. It looks like it was a Christmas card, but great figure right here. I always love this piece. It's so kind of bold and confident and layered and rich. But look at these colors right here. Just a really super bold use of it, and it's dimensional. And then Sue's put this, I don't know what this is called down here, but this kind of grassy textural textured medium down there. But really cool piece. Kind of got a little bent, but I don't know. I'm not sure. There was something else on here, I think, or it popped up or something like that. I can't remember, but just a really great piece. I always love that one. Okay, this is from Suzanne. She did a really great. I forgot her name. She used to do. She used to teach classes all over the place. But birthday card, dimensional, glitter. But you can see how many layers have been done. And again, it's with the palms with huts right here. The stamp must have came out around the time when everyone was sending these in, but what a great card that is. And you know, with the dimension and the glitter embellishments on it. Okay, let's see here. This is by, I have the name of this here somewhere. Oh yeah, Danielle Cote. I used to see her pieces, I think, in some of the different magazines and whatnot, but she did a really great job on these scenes right here. Not too many Stampscapes stamps in here, but that's not the point. I always want Stampscape stamps to be able to be incorporated in with other stamps to kind of just, be a component within a scene. And that's how she's used them right here. This tree right here and this tree trunk right over here. Just use it as accents for, stamps from other companies in here. Very rich composition, just textured and layered. Colored pencil, I believe. There might have been some pen work in here too. I'm not quite sure. Another couple scenes. A lot of people like mermaids a lot, and she was one of those people. But she did some compositions, with a mermaid theme. So again, the Stampscape stamps are used as, basically the stage, setting the stage for the main star of the scene, which are the different mermaids. Okay. Here's another one stamp card. I don't know who this is from. See that glitter on there? Really great look. Oh, two stamps actually, the flock right here. But this is embossed. I can feel it. It's the textures on there. And then she's gone back in with a pen and just colored that in there. A couple different forms of matte on this kind of natural paper for the card, and it makes for a great card. Really great, nice, elegant look to it. Very graphic. This was from a store. I don't know who stamped it, but the store was called Christmas Presents. Presents is in kind of being somewhere, not presents as in like a gift. I always love this scene right here. This is just stamped out in, it's either red or a rainbow pad or whatnot. But I love that little figure up here. I always love kind of these elongated compositions right here, and I really love how the ledge with brush was used right here. And kind of in that rule of thirds, here's this little figure up here. Kind of overlooking the valley or whatnot, the sun, but just a real simple envelope, Some pieces by Tyra Smith. I think this is a heron, right? Using the backgrounds in here, different looks from cattails to this floral image. Okay, a triptych, like
Lakeside Cove. Just the center of it. The stamp is about this big,
but she's just
used the center portion of it on these frames right here. Displayed them together and made them look like they were on a wall on display in, you know, some gallery or whatnot maybe. And she's created her own gallery with it. What a great card. Let me see, this is from Sue Bell. And even this piece right here, I mean, that might be wallpaper, you know, actual wallpaper that she's used. It's textured, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's actual wallpaper paper for the card construction. Okay. Ladies, or lady, getting tan. Ladies by Stampabolic Fanny. Fanny, I think it's Fanny Schrader, I think? Unless there's two Fannies, but some really great compositions. Variations on a theme in terms of colors, right? This is a really cool kind of a Halloween scene right here. After Stampscapes swap, it looks like it was done by Molly Bettridge. Just simple sky scenes with that bat in there. That bat was from Hero Arts. But really great looks, and she has definitely sprayed her cards. Look how deep and rich and saturated that is still. You know, look at that right there. You know, the glowing. Now, I haven't had these on display. They've been, you know, stored away, but, you know, these aren't going to fade, you know, if they're not exposed to, you know, light. But just that spraying of them really gives them a really great feel to. It's almost like these are kind of like plastic or, you know, glossy printed postcard. It's probably even glossier. You know, with the use of that spray. This is a really nice textured piece by Sandy Marr. I was going to say 3 pieces, but no, let me see, that one's hers. But some really great textures up here. Looks like a rainbow pad. And kind of that speckled something that's been applied over the entire thing, giving it kind of this, I don't know, metallic look again, like it's been stamped on like aluminum or something like that, but look at that glow to it, you know, from those color schemes. These ones are all by Cheryl Simonson. Probably submitted for the gallery, but really great looks right here to her style and technique. I like on this one how, let me see if you can see it, there's been, you know, some highlighting on just some select rocks in there. Just putting that little highlight on there. See, because it would have been all yellow-orange, because the yellow-orange would have shown through on those rocks, so she's just going to put a highlight on the tops of those rocks again, which kind of separates it from the background, and it, you know, introduces top lighting. Okay, so 4 really great cards, again matted and, you know, put into a nice card format. I don't remember who sent this in right here, because it doesn't have a name, but I always like this Winnie the Pooh piece right here. I mean, it's just very simplistic. I mean, they're just, as far as Stampscapes imagery, I think all it is the curvilinear road right here. But I always like this. Oh, they have used the Aurora Borealis
curtains stamp horizontally, just to create some texture in the background. But a great looking little kind of Winnie the Pooh piece. Okay, alright. I need to do a quick adjustment on my camera. It looks like it needs a lighting adjustment. Okay, I'm back. These scenes right here from a Lynn Ebel. But she used to teach classes out in Iowa. But look at that really great sunset vibrancy, and may your days be painted with beauty. You know, a really great use of the quote and vibrant color schemes. I don't know who this this top of the structure is by, but look at this composition right here. It's kind of cool having just this top portion in here with that weather vane up there, and you know, the background skies placed around it. Some more great sunset, sunrise types of colors. I don't know, it looks like sunrise to me. And great looking nighttime, you know, over the ocean scene, tropical ocean at that. Okay, some really nice pieces right here in a kind of different technique. Terry Quinn. These are done on, I believe it's a textured vellum page. So, you know, from a tactile standpoint, you can kind of see it right here, where these are colored, where that texture kind of stands. Let me see if I can show it. Oh, I don't know. I can't get in so quick. I don't know. Yeah, okay. We can kind of make out some of the textures in here. It's kind of like boxy, you know. But I've always stated how I really like colored pencil, you know, as a technique. But look at these pieces right here. They have a really nice quality to them, right? Just in terms of the, they have a kind of a, you know, a soft look to them, but they're also kind of tactfully soft too. They have texture, and you know, that colored pencil. I think I'm getting the moire effect right here, because of all this texture and that kind of that weird line. We'll see if it comes out in the video or something, but it's sure showing in my screen. But I was saying, these have a nice quality to them. I mean, when you put that type of colored pencil over it, I mean, in a sense, you're drawing on the stamp piece itself. So, unlike using dye-based inks, I mean, these look like drawings to me, you know, more than something that's been stamped and colored, you know, because of all the drawing that takes place with the colored pencils themselves. So, you know, these look like, I don't know, they're more reminiscent of kind of drawn, you know, originals than almost, I guess, stamped pieces, you know. I mean, you almost can't can't make out the pine stamp right here as the Stampscapes one. I mean, it is, and here are these reeds down here, but there's a lot of different colors that have been kind of colored right over the top of it, you know. So a lot of these are almost used just kind of as a foundation, excuse me, for these other colors and colored pencil applications to come. So, I mean, this is probably the same tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There might be 7 impressions of it right here. But the use of the colored pencil really kind of, it merges it visually and I guess physically into one kind of collection right there. That looks really nice. This one right here is kind of a dimensional piece. It goes like that, and it pops out like that. Like that.
Oh, get this. Anyone still use mouse pads? Look at this mouse pad right here with the imagery on here. I don't think they didn't stamp the imagery directly on here, but somehow it's been submitted for use as a, or for the manufacturing, I guess, of the mouse pad. So, you know, I don't know, move your mouse around it, and it's like when you're not using Stampscape stamps, you can be using, Stampscape stamp scene for your mouse pad needs. A really great scene by Tyra Smith, using this tiger in the water. Excuse me. Use of the palm fronds to frame the composition. And, oh, yeah, let's see. This is a nice scene right here. Someone did this scene of this, I mean, look at the quiet light of this scene, just very effective. This moonlight over the sailboat. It's by Linda Esslinger, but what she wrote was, when I finished this card, it reminded me of when my friends and I used to go to my dad's boat, Misty, to party, only on full moon nights, of course. And then she said she remembered this poem she wrote way back then. Said it brought back memories for her. And I mean, isn't that the best, I don't know, type of statement about stamping, when you're doing scenes or something like that, or just anything. It doesn't have to be scenes, but when it can, the scenes there, the pieces that we do can be kind of evocative and, and bring back nice memories, for someone. It's kind of the, I don't know, the residual potential benefits and results of, I don't know, stamping something, kind of in a scenic sense, It can bring back, I don't know, feelings or whatever, or it can evoke memory, feelings and whatnot. I wrote this article for Scrap and Stamp magazine recently, and one of my things that I talked about was when it comes to scenes, they can be kind of evocative and they can be transportive in terms of location, but they can be transportive in terms of emotion as well. So, I think that's, a big reason why people do, create things. Another Creations Unlimited piece right here. Nerys has written another way to use your stamps, stamping on velvet. So, I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that. Maybe we're going to bring back the technique, but I forgot how they. She showed it to me one. I don't know if it involved an iron or something like that, and placing that rubber on there, or ironing the back of that, or something like that. But what you're looking at is kind of, an impression into the velvet, and where the velvet is lighter than the surrounding areas where it kind of impressed. And, she's kind of formatted it into this kind of cool card. And, I don't know, there you have it, stamping on velvet. I always say that you can use Stampscape stamps and, with a variety of different media. And that one takes the cake, as they say. This scene is, I think it's from a store. Yeah, Stampressions in Billings, Montana. But what I like about this one right here, a lot of times I tell people, you know, when you're kind of placing your dots, kind of to do it in a little bit more of a random fashion, you know, than to have everything spaced out like a 1/4 inch, you know, perfectly across this. But on this one, it really works, you know, because it's done over the entire card. You see that? All those little dots right there. But it just creates a layered texture over it, and it's dimensional. You know, these little dots kind of are raised because they're paint. We weren't really using gel pens back then, so they were the white paint pens, so it's left a little bead of white. White paint pen, not to be mistaken with white correctional pen, but I have seen people use correctional pens back then to do their white little embellishment dots. This is by these. Are these by the same people? No. You know, like I was telling you that a lot of the scenes that. Let me lower this camera down. I raised it so high because I had these those big, huge 11 by 17 pieces in the last video, but colored pencil right here on both of these scenes. This one's by Petra Thom in Germany, and this one was by Monika Haverkamp in West Germany. Colored pencil work, you know. Really like that technique. Stampscape stamps used in the backgrounds for the main stars of the scene, spaceman, woman with a parasol. I'm sure they're two different stamps, but she's just combined them like that. I don't know who that sandcastle is from, but what a great arrangement right here, huh? And a really great finish to the colored pencil cards. What have you, you know, so that's what she's written right here, like this little guy. It's called Victory. It's like he's bagged a high peak or whatever. And this is by Pam Baranye. But I like the format of this one right here. This is like a Polaroid stamp. And then she, not by Stampscapes, but she's cut that out and put the, the scene in there. So, and it's like this has all been pasted up, so it's like someone's, posted a, Polaroid up on a wall or whatnot. Great little construction right there. Jane Addams did this piece right here. Speaking of that white correctional pen, this is kind of a thick application of that paint right there. I'm wondering if that was a correctional pen. But I like this, this is a three-dimensional little sleigh, and I don't know what that is, winged reindeer, I guess. Christmas has a magic all its own, Marika Tsieko, Stockholm, Sweden. Not really Stampscape stamps right here, except for the cloud, and I like, it's used real kind of blocky. I can see, clearly where, one cloud ends and the other one begins. It's kind of like staggered, but it kind of works in this scene, this kind of quirky scene right here, and you have these, me being aware that that is a stamp up there. I like that look, But just a simple graphic composition right here. It kind of reminds me of those, boy, what was that comedic troupe that Terry Gilliam did all those little animations for? But it kind of reminds me of that type of look. Let's see, this is by Jean Ruckman But some of the Greco-Roman pieces right here, just a simple rainbow pad impression of that lady in chalice right there. This is a scene by Rebecca Chin. It's a rainbow pad, I believe. But look at that use of the white paint pen on those rocks and in the sky for stars. So you take away those highlights like that, and for me it would really be lacking something, but you put those in there, and it really makes the value range of the card, the texture, and kind of having that lighting on there, it brings in the visual interest, I believe. Lisa Brousseau, a fellow member of the Huntington Beach Stamp Club. Really great envelope right here. Just doing those mountain bikers like that. I really like that piece. This is a scene by Bev Ramsey using a lot of stamps from Stamp the Hand Company that I made back when. But I always like that color scheme and that lighting. Boy, suddenly, I don't know if you can hear that, but there's like torrential rain going on outside here in very needy Southern California. Julia Quincy, she sent in a little thank you card, but very simple composition. Cloud cumulus large, and the hang glider over it, but I like how that she kind of framed this here too. Just did the outline of the, the silver gel pen. Then there was a silver paint pen and a green metallic paint pen of some sort, and then these little dots around it. But very elegant card, and then she's reiterated that green just with a little highlighting of some green on the hang glider there. So really great piece. Very textural pieces here by Paula Hueras. Great composition right here, just to kind of bring out those little trio of ducks. And I don't know if this is a rainbow pen. I don't think it is. But I like just the water pattern down here, just the layered texturings of orange and green down there. Makes for a very visually rich piece, and then the kind of those complementary colors, kind of creating that glow and texture down below. This piece is by, I think these are both by Iris Cole. I'm not gonna try to pronounce her last names. I butcher everyone's names, but I especially butcher hers. But I really like these pieces again. Here we go with the colored pencil pieces again. Really great finish to it. It's very soft, and the blending of colors really looks fantastic. Mary Sprinkle. Okay. She had a really, she really used a lot of that vellum, and, when you had her pieces, when you've seen these pieces like this, there's absolutely no question, when you look at it, it's hers, because, I don't know, she's the only one that I saw doing, very much of this colored pencil, vellum type of stamp projects. Really great look to it, you can almost do like a whole book of these pieces of hers very distinctive and unique in terms of the look. Always followed up by these little quotes down below or stories or whatnot. And handwritten too, I kind of like that. Take a look at the gallery on Stampscapes website if you have a chance. And I think I did an interview, with her at some point in time. I think. This was by a store called Stamp Heaven that used to be in Fairfield, California. Might be there still, I don't know. But the ripped, torn paper towel masking in the background to create those kind of hills, and just using the tropical tree here in the foreground. Don't know who that stamp is by, but just a really great, composition right there and project. Some really deep, rich tones right here in this card. I like the lighting and the graphic nature. It's a very vertical format to this. This is by Yuki Nakamura in Japan. Very bold, isn't it? Bold and graphic. Now, I don't recall who these are from, but you can see the deep, rich colors on here and the usage of the white gel pen down below. Some more scenes. I like how textured and free-form. Remember I talked about that stamp sketching type of thing. Stamp sketching, I mean, it doesn't mean that you have to have everything really super dense, full of imagery, but there's a real free-form gesture to this. This one where they use the water pattern stamp in the sky, just kind of vertically like that, giving this scene a real textured look. You can see it's been stamped in blue in the purple, so, and giving it a very rich palette. Someone really going to town with the white paint pen right here. Let's see, this is by a Crystal Kershaw. She stamped out a couple scenes. This is by someone that I think at the time she was probably, I don't know, 9 or 10 years old or something like that. Some really fun scenes, It's like that she sent in to me to show me what she did with the stamps. She used to help out at the Stampscapes table in the San Jose convention. A nice scene by Tyra Smith, using this textured paper right here as the she put down a poem by Joyce Kilmer. I think that I shall never see. A poem as lovely as a tree. And look at the technique right here, in this autumn foliage. Okay. I don't know. I gotta think this camera's probably picking up some of that pouring. It's pouring outside. Torrential rains. I wasn't going to do a video tonight, but it got raining earlier, and I thought I felt like looking at some more scenes, I know this is going on long, but I don't know, I wanted to get these all in, and plus it gave me an excuse to sit down and just look at scenes for, an hour, scenes that I haven't seen in a long time. Okay, final scene right here of this video. This one is by Sylvie Walls, Pennsylvania at the time, but look at this really fantastic triptych. It's a very large, complex, composition right here. I think this is on the website, but I think we had to do it 1 scan, 2 scan, 3 scans, and of course you don't really get the the impact of, what this project is really about when you can't see how it works. It's just, 3 scenes that we put together on the website, in 72 dpi, but look how beautiful this is. You follow it from, left to right. There's some hikers in the distance there. So just a really fantastic piece. And each one of these scenes in themselves are executed, brilliantly, but formatted, put into this format really makes it, a really extra cool project. And going from something very, large scale, we have this piece right here by her. Look how beautiful that is and elegant. These little pieces right here. Yeah. Love the colors of that too, and the torn edge, technique matted on this very square and piece. And this one was by this one she calls, this is to Kevin, thanks from Sil, January 1998, One Day in the Forest. Look at this piece right here. Okay, goes like that. And like that. I lowered the camera too soon, I guess. Let me put this up a little bit, crank it up some. But look how beautiful this piece is right here. Hold it up, holds out. Each one of these little cubes makes up its own kind of world into itself. But, this project right here, like I was saying earlier in the video of another piece, it really takes it to a entirely different level, in terms of a piece. I mean, when you receive something like this, it's really pretty amazing here. So I love the pieces, they're all kind of tied together thematically, with the use of, compositionally, maybe thematically, compositionally, with the waterfall. That's the babbling brook right there. But she's changed it by kind of time of day, season, temperature, cool, warm, kind of neutral maybe, neutral or something like that. But look at this lightning here. It's like a, 4 different versions or seasons of the, maybe the same location. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed these scenic reviews as much as I've enjoyed going back and looking through all these great scenes and reading up on some old correspondence and seeing what people were doing with things back when, and pre internet. In many cases, some of these scenes were submitted and were put on the internet, but definitely, in the early days of the internet technology. And it's been fun to read some people's comments on things and, what they had been doing with the scenes and sharing with what they've been doing. And a lot of the things back when you were talking about the mid-90s and whatnot, for the most part, there weren't all these, various companies in terms of papers and whatnot. So a lot of those early ones, but what people were using we had matte paper, glossy paper, and different types of pens like La Plumes, Marvy brush markers, and that was about it, And I don't know, there were a few other things like the paint pens and whatnot, but anyways, people really made use of what we had and what they had to great effect. and you know, maybe that's why we see a lot more things like colored pencil, you know, in these early 90s, because that's been a medium that's been around for, you know, decades leading up to that. So not that it was better or anything like that, but you know, these scenes weren't lacking for anything, that's for sure. And some great projects. So thank you to everyone for, you know, submitting those scenes. There were some other ones that I didn't show, but I still have them, and I still enjoy looking at them. I didn't look at them for a long time, but you know, just going back at them, I'd say I enjoyed them just as much, you know, looking back at them now as I did back in the day, and I really enjoyed them back in the day. So thanks for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, this is like one of those things on those movies where they have something at the tail end of it. I forgot to show this one. I had it kind of set aside because it was in this gigantic envelope, but big, huge 8.5 by 11 scene right here, right? But what I want to show you was what was inside the envelope right here. And here's this scene that someone stamped out for a shirt that they designed for Stamp Fest Orlando 1996. They didn't stamp it directly on the shirt, but they stamped it on, I don't know, something, and then made a transfer out of it, and then ironed it on this shirt right here. So it is a shirt, as you can see, you know. Okay, this is even bigger. Raising up right here. Okay, get the idea. So you can see this shirt right here. So, interesting project, and the first, I don't know, kind of apparel in these Scenic reviews, so thought I would show you that. But cool shirt and cool design with that Stamp Fest up there. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they made this shirt. I don't think it was it wasn't to sell at Stamp Fest or something like that, but they were just going there, and they made this shirt for themselves to wear. You know, not this one. This one they sent to me, but one just like it. So, anyways, what a cool project, and I don't know. It's always interesting to see your designs and whatnot on being worn on someone. So, always a cool thing.